morning, March 25, Hindu editorial. 12 years later, on Madras HC's verdict on Dinakaran case, the Madras High Court has prevented a miscarriage of justice in the Dinakaran case. It's not often that political hooliganism is punished in a court of law. In cases that result in loss of life, investigation and prosecution tend to become inescapable, but the trials are often derailed because of the nexus between party heavyweights and police officers who lean on witnesses to turn hostile. It is therefore gratifying that the Madras High Court has broken the mold to set aside the perverse acquittal of all those involved in the attack on the Madurai office of Dinakaran, a Tamil daily, in 2007 and sentenced 9 of them to life. 3 persons were killed due to suffocation after parts of the office were set on fire by a mob owing allegiance to M.K. Alagiri, elder son of M. Karunanidhi, and then a powerful Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam leader in the temple city. They were angry over an opinion poll carried in the Daily, which is part of the Sun group of Kalanidhi Maran, grandnephew of M. Karunanidhi and brother of former Union Minister Dayanidhi Maran. The poll had claimed that Mr. Alagiri was less popular than his brother M.K. Stalin, who now leads the DMK after Karunanidhi's death in 2018. While the initial reaction from the media group and the press fraternity was one of anger and outrage, the cause for justice substantially failed after a patch-up between the feuding sections of the family. Even while the investigation was transferred to the CBI, the political system was working to save the party's hirelings. Most witnesses turned hostile. The trial judge rejected even photographic and videographic evidence on technical grounds, and the CBI failed to bring home the guilt of the assailants. The High Court has noted that among the eyewitnesses who shied away from deposing in favor of prosecution were Dinakaran's own reporters and photographers, other journalists who covered the event, and many police officers who were at the spot while the protest was turning violent, and dozens of party cadre were gathering there with lethal intent. It has made a dark but possibly opposite comparison with the Best Bakery case, in which a key witness turned hostile and it was later revealed she had lied out of fear for her life. The bench has pulled up the trial judge for manifest perversity in his treatment of evidence, especially in rejecting on flimsy grounds the testimony of forensic experts that there was no sign of manipulation or tampering in the photographs and footages presented in court. It was well known to the public that Mr. Alagiri wielded enormous clout at the time and that his supporters were involved in the incident. It is indicative of the atmosphere of intimidation that prevailed, that even journalists who covered the incident denied their presence. While the court has prevented a miscarriage of justice in this case, it is a sordid truth that the state of affairs may continue in future too, unless a moral political leaders and pliant police officers mend themselves. March 25, Hindu editorial 2. A different league on Indian Premier League 2019. In its 12th iteration, the IPL feels concerns about its place in the cricket calendar. The Indian Premier League, since its launch in 2008, has become a sporting indulgence every summer. Cricketing purists may sneer at 2020s and their lack of historical resonance, but there is no denying the IPL's popularity and resilience. The 12th edition, which started in Chennai on Saturday with an easy victory for the holders Chennai Super Kings, will span diverse venues for the 60 matches. Despite the elections being held through 7 phases during April to May, the Board of Control for Cricket in India has ensured that every franchise gets its rightful share of home and away matches. But besides the immediacy of sixers, dot balls and ecstatic fans, the current IPL has to deal with the elephant in the room. It is expected to conclude on May 12, and immediately the biggest tournament in the International Cricket Council calendar awaits the players. The World Cup starts on May 30 with host England taking on South Africa at the Oval. India will open its campaign with a game against South Africa at Southampton on June 5, but there is not enough time for the Indian team to recuperate. Virat Kohli's men have been playing without a break over the last few months, with the tours of Australia and New Zealand followed by the limited over series against visiting Australians. They then plunged into the IPL, and now with the World Cup looming large, that old debate of club versus country has bubbled up again, and rightly so. There are fears about Indian and overseas cricketers picking up injuries in the league, which might scupper their World Cup plans. The national selectors, who are keeping an eye out for some surprise talent emerging in the league, are hoping that the core group of established stars will remain fit for cricket's showpiece event. There is a speculation about the BCCI and the Indian team management having had a word with team owners over workload management so that the key players don't suffer a burnout. Yet there is no clarity about this plan, and the fear of fatigue derailing the cricketers is a genuine one. Amidst this confusion, the IPL still presents an opportunity for a few Indian players to press their claims to be on the flight to London. The Australian duo of Steve Smith and David Warner, who are coming back after a one-year ban following the ball tampering crisis at Cape Town in South Africa last March, are also keen to excel for Rajasthan Royals and Sunrisers Hyderabad respectively, and claim their baggy green caps. Strangely, the domestic tournament with an international flavor, as Rahul Dravid described the IPL, continues to have no space for Pakistan cricketers, raising questions about its organizing principles. Politics and commerce have reinforced each other to make an even deeper impact on the IPL. Hindu editorial complete.